User joined your channel. Sound resumed. User joined your channel. Sound resumed. User joined your channel. Sound resumed. User joined your channel. Sound resumed.
Hey, Torch. Do you have a glam? Hey, Torch. All right, cool. Yeah, so first unit meeting, right, of the year. So this meeting, as mentioned before, it's going to be less like statistics driven, which was sort of like a main facet of previous meetings, like at the end of last year. And this is just going to be more so about recent changes, upcoming changes, things to look forward to, just so everybody's on the same page when it comes to a lot of this. It shouldn't be long, Gold. I mean, it depends on Q&As at the end, but hopefully not more than this hour. All right. So yeah, overviews, like I mentioned. So we're gonna go over a couple things when it comes to recent changes, upcoming changes, and then a couple announcements from GCD.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
You hit it again, Torch. All right, so some recent changes. So we did have some changes within command. We shuffled some roles, updated some roles. Just go over here again so everybody
User
understands
joined your channel.
some of the main responsibilities for individuals within command. So like Donnie, head of the unit, responsible for major external communication such as GARC, oversees unit finances. Charger here, Unit XO facilitates communication between leadership, supports overall command initiatives. I'm the primary contact for unit departments and detachments and handle some of the paperwork within command that we have to do. And then Jack is also our technical officer. He manages our technical infrastructure, such as 212 aux, the server boxes, and is also the primary contact when it does come to 3AS and or other modding related issues. Just to note though, to just continue to put an emphasis that while specific members of command may have like be a primary contact or a specific focus, it doesn't mean they're the only one responsible for that. Everybody in command, it is a collective effort. We're all going to be responsible for everything. So if somebody's LOA, somebody else in command is going to come in and take over for that instance, and we make decisions as a unified collective. All right, Torch. Um, and this year, we did have an emphasis and a focus within command to sort of shift more responsibility to company staff. So basically, we've just created an effort to streamline and improve communication, ideas, opinions within the unit to company staff. Just being able to, receive that, they can receive that additional responsibility and buy-in to the unit. We earlier, maybe during the summer, we established a monthly company staff meeting. These meetings do occur during stand down on Saturdays, and basically this just allows company staff and command to come together, discuss any issues, proposals, and anything that way. And it just allows for there to be more communication and additional perspectives. And then lastly, just closer collaboration directly with command. With command, just forging, a closer partnership with command staff and company staffs, and they do serve as trusted advisors. Again, offering valuable insight to perspective to issues and ideas. Yep. JJ, you want to speak on recent changes to aviation?
Uh, yeah, so Wampa, as people know, has gone through a major overhaul. Uh, the biggest change that you'll notice out the gate is our change in structure, the way that Wampa is structured for operations. Uh, with that change to our structure, we have reduced the amount of NCOs within Wampa from 13 down to 4. I know a lot of people think that the unit's getting a bit too top heavy. Um, and this change should help with that significantly. We've also added JTAC and tech billet positions, which is something that people have been asking for a while. That will have an interest form coming out in the next couple days or so. So if you're interested in either of those positions, fill out the interest form when we post it. Some of the changes to the various Wampa qualifications, technician, to make technician a bit more interesting for people, we have added flak turrets to the qualification, and that will include turrets for the acclimator that you will be able to jump on in the air traffic control tower in your free time, as well as turrets at FOBs that will be specific to techs. Only techs can use them. For rotary, we've changed rotary from an intro qual to an advanced qual, meaning that you'll need to be SCT or higher to get rotary from now on. We will also be adding a low-level flying course to Rotary Wing, as that seems to be people's biggest complaints within Wampa is pilots flying too high. So we are trying actively to address that issue. For fixed wing, we have changed fixed wing from a detachment qual to an advanced qual, meaning that it is open to the unit. I believe that you'll need to be VCT or higher and have rotary to get fixed wing, but it is now open for anybody who meets those requirements rather than having to be in Wampa. I believe that is it for Wampa's biggest changes.
Cool, JJ. Yeah, and just certainly we do want to appreciate all the new leadership that did come into aviation over the last couple months. They've been putting a lot of work and a lot of effort in sort of overhauling that detachment. Moving forward, though, we're going to go ahead and talk about some upcoming changes. Charger, you want to talk about this one?
Yep. So first thing, modular gonks are being introduced. We had gotten a lot of requests for more options and
User
more personal
joined your
selection for our
channel.
primaries. First going, here's how it's going to work basically. For infantry, they'll be able to pick between the 15A and the S now. For Spectre, it'll be the 15C instead of the A and the S as well. There's some exclusions to this though, role based mainly. The auto rifleman, marksman, and CQC breacher, those are not affected by this. It's mainly just focused on those two main infantry weapons. There are some rules and restrictions as well on top of this, such as current role restrictions still remain, and platoon squad assets are still unchanged as well on this. And you must have proper qualification as always. And also, one last thing for this, team leads and squad leads do have the ability to override these changes, or at least override for their squad, willing to what the mission requires of their squad. Given, like, if you have an urban environment and you want your squad to be perked into a more CQC based setup, then you'll be requesting all of your team leads and teams to carry CQC weapons like the S. But for the most part, it will be free and open for everyone to pick accordingly. Yeah, that should be it for modular gonks. So moving on.
And just to touch on that, the modular gonks, now that the campaign's over, GCD is going to be shifting some of their focus to be able to assist with the scripting when it comes to that. So that's going to be a focus of theirs with that. So they'll be assisting with getting that implemented. So next is custom helmets. So this suggestion actually stemmed from a recent SNCO board post, and it made its way through the levels. And basically, it's just we're going to be implementing this new opportunity to earn additional zones, just to recognize long-term members who've been in the unit. They will get, so people who have 2 years of service, meaning like just 2 years in the unit, they will automatically receive one extra helmet zone, and then whenever you get to 4 years, you'll get another extra helmet zone. So what this means is if you just roll your 2 standard zones and you don't do the Patreon, if you all have been in the unit or end up being in the unit at 4 years, you'll have a total of 4 helmet zones. And then if you hit the Patreon, you'll get up to 5. And then there's the ability for mod dev with the helmet team. They'll be able to get another zone out of that. So just some initial additional notes for this. Max of 2 extra zones, like I mentioned, and then at the start of this process, helmet team's going to be rolling out some guidance in terms of it. However, new helmets are going to still receive priority over redesigns, just to ensure those newer members who are moving from CT to SCT and get their first custom helmet get their stuff textured first before redesigns. And of course, just redesigns, they just need to continue to follow the helmet team regulations. All right, Charger, you got this one?
So, as it says, over the last couple of months, mod dev has been working on retexturing some of our armor as a whole. Me and Legacy's been kind of working at it over time. It's kind of taken some issues in time because our our time hasn't lined up as much. But this retexture just aims to ensure there's a proper transition throughout our ranks. Given the first time I did this, I was a little bit new to the texturing, and there are some inconsistencies across the board. Also, some things were added since then, such as the new CW ranks as well. But we've reworked pretty much all of the enlisted pipeline infantry leadership, the CSP pipeline, and the CW pipeline. What I know some people are going to be very happy about this, the CW4 being added as well. But moving on, you can go ahead flip through the first bit here just to get everybody an idea of what these changes will look
User
like.
joined your channel.
Some may be more major than others, but they definitely have all been retouched on. Get a good look at the enlisted armor. Go ahead and move on. Look at the infantry leadership. But again, just to reiterate this as well, we wanted to sort of build up and change some things, in some places, make it a little bit more unique in some places, but
User
also keep it
joined your
uniform at the same
channel.
time in more of a progression system, like it had been before, but just emphasizing that more progression state, maybe changing some things here and there, but it's still uniform across the board, and that's what we wanted to aim for with these uniforms. Go ahead and hit the last one as well. And finally, the CWs. Yeah, I believe that wraps up everything for the armor changes. You'll be seeing these pretty soon once we can get it in. I know we've had some changes upstairs in the mod dev department as far as our GitHub goes, and so we're trying to get at that all out of the way first with Jack, and then after that's done, we'll be looking to push these out as soon as we can. So expect to see those in game sooner than later.
Okay. So talking about role colors, this was just more so just in line with the kind of redoing our armors a little bit with some of those pipelines, introducing the smooth transition and uniformity across some of the pipelines. As you guys know, currently the roles are a little bit mishy-mashy in terms of like on the Discord. Mainly, it's like all enlisted or some type of green, majority are the same type of green, and then you only get hit like a different type of color once you hit those NCO ranks. However, we're going to go ahead and move towards, in order to
User joined
introduce
your
more
channel.
uniformity across these pipelines, we're going to change the role colors to, instead of between being an NCO and enlisted, it's going to be just whatever your pipeline's going to be. So these are what the role colors and the updated will, and when we go in and update them in Discord, are going to look like. Your CWs are going to be purple. You have your CTS, your CSP pipeline. Aviation is going to remain mainly the same. Infantry leadership is going to see a tweak. Company staff with CL and CSM are going to see a major overhaul, going from, you know, two random colors to uniform red color, and
User
then
joined
command
your
will see
channel.
a couple different role change. But this is more of a flavor type deal. You can go ahead. So we wanted to go ahead too, and introduce a new thing that we're going to try to, new initiative that we're going to endorse and try to move forward with, which is the thing called community projects. And basically, this is just going to be projects that have been endorsed by upper leadership, and will be supervised by command staff, company staff, and technical experts to those projects. And this is different from department-led efforts because community projects won't fall under a specific department and that leadership. It's more so when the community comes together and works on something as a group outside of those departments. So it doesn't, just whoever's interested in doing those, they can, go in there and start working. The first community project that we're going to be working towards is going to be Star Wars Liberation. Now, this is going to require us doing, or members doing, mission building, scripting factions, custom mission parameters. So if anybody's interested in that, we'll send out more guidance on this. But this is going to be a clones for CIS Star Wars Liberation server. Once completed, we will be able to throw this up and host the server so the community as a whole can move through and enjoy this community made project. And again, we do want to throw an emphasis that this is a community driven type deal when moving through. All right, you good? Okay, so that's basically a lot of the meat and potatoes from leadership as a whole. However, we do have a couple announcements from GCD. So Dongle and maybe he'll have a couple other people, I'm unsure, but they're gonna go ahead and go through and speak about some of the announcements that they want to make.
Okay, hello. I'm going to preface this that I am sick and speak fast, so there will be a Q&A at the end and some extra information. But to summarize it, we've got two future projects for the department. The main one is a restructure Zeus team. We're rebranding it into Naval Intelligence Corps, with the second project being gameplay enhancements, primarily with our CAT medical system. So with the Naval Intelligence Corps, we're aiming to reward and incentivize people to main op Zeus, give them actual benefits for doing so. And for the gameplay changes, we want to increase the challenge for medics while ensuring that the enlisted don't suffer for the changes. Next slide, please. So just a brief summary of the changes. We're swapping over Zeus team to the Intelligence Corps, which is going to be a stronger focus on main operations and campaigns overall. We're aiming for it to be easier and more streamlined entry for people to start Zeusing main operations. There is currently a roadblock for people that want to get into it straight away. With this, there's going to be more trainings, FTXs, more hands-on talks instead of just documents on the wiki to train our billet Zeuses and make them have a higher quality of operations. With this, there is obviously going to be a reward for it as well. So there is going to be a possible new rank system with uniforms and a future unique in-field uniform. Since this is a major focus to main operations, we're going to be simplifying the Zeus tiers to have them focused more on skirmishes and fun ops. Next slide, please. So with this, some for the guys that don't really know, this is going to be the organization structure for the new Intelligence Corps. We're going to have the head, which is the commander, and the 2IC, along with 4 team leads, the Shadow Cell chiefs, along with their individual teams. So the cell chiefs will be in charge of each team, Shadow, Shade, Wraith, Spirit, each of their platoons, with the commander and the 2IC having an overall overview of the team as a whole. This will also be a dual billet system, so people can have a hard billet in one role while assisting for Zeusing for another platoon. So you can be a billeted 2IC or billeted trooper in one platoon while Zeusing for another. Next slide, please. With this, one of the main things is the ranks. So this is going to bring forward 5 new ranks. Once we get the core filled up to 60%, the enlisted ranks will be introduced. This is going to be phase 2 of our roadmap. Enlisted members can laterally transfer to those ranks, while we also promote people up to the ranks themselves. Once we get into phase 3, there's a chance for NCO ranks. These will be implemented last if the system actually works, to make sure we can actually keep moving forward with this. With this, unique uniforms and armor will also roll out alongside the NCO integration. And again, there's going to be 3 enlisted ranks, an NCO rank, and an SNCO rank. Next slide, please. Just to wrap up with a summary, we're aiming to enhance gameplay quality, support campaigns, and reward Zeusing. They do take a lot of time out of their lives to get main operations sorted, and we do need to reward them for it. With these dedicated Zeuses, they have more responsibility while still gaining their rewards. This will allow for a build-up of experience and an increase in quality of main operations. The more we have these guys in their position, the more confident they're going to be in their ability, and the more fun people have in their operations. It also addresses the biggest roadblock, which is burnout, with us managing rotating slots, which also prevents last-minute ops. Like I said, I speak fast, and there is a lot of stuff to cover. There is going to be an announcement in a later date with all the details, everything you need to know. And if you are interested, please contact Smurf or Ross, and we can get you sorted with that. I think that's it. Next slide. Oh yeah, just to wrap up with the medical changes I stated at the start, we're looking at adding some of the new cat stuff that came out, the eye injuries being the newest one. We're not one to do severe eye injuries, which cause blindness, but we're starting off small with the less severe ones that can be fixed with eye drops. We also want to add chest heals for deep penetrating injuries. These happen very rarely if you're shot in the chest and can be fixed simply with chest heals. These do fall off after time, so it's not that big of an issue. We're also wanting to bring in airway management. So if you are injured and you go unconscious, there is a chance of you either choking on vomit or getting blood in your lungs. You will have to put trippers into recovery position to fix this, so any member not a medic can do this. The medics will have specialized equipment to make it more streamlined though. And to wrap it up, we have blood transfusions, so we're looking at adding some saline bags to the kits that allow you to take 500 mils of blood from troopers. If you are worried about getting knocked out by this, there is a limit of how much blood you can take from a trooper. You can't knock them out and go hit them into fatal. So this should enhance gameplay while limiting any downtime for the troopers. Next slide. Yeah, so that's command. I don't know how you want to deal with it, but that's the end of that. I'm here for any Q&A if you want to start PTSs or however you want to do it. Like I say, Sergeant.
Left your channel.
Does anybody have any PTSs for GCD on any of these two announcements from him? Going once, going twice. All right, good to go. No, that's somebody else typing. You're good to go for the next one. So yeah, this just I know it was short and sweet, but this is basically the conclusion to the unit meeting. Again, this was less statistical driven and more just announcing recent changes, upcoming changes to the unit as a whole. So now with this kind of coming to closing, do we have any questions that anybody would like to bring up? What's up, Bear?
Just to recall, who do we talk to help on the liberation thing?
We'll send out further guidance on that
Okay.
to the unit as a whole to start getting that community project going.
Gotcha.
Wyvern.
Will liberation be a dark community thing or just P+?
You know, we actually didn't think about that, or kind of that hasn't come up, but we could. I don't see why there's a reason why it has to be closed off to just 212 once the project gets completed. You know what I mean? But that can be a discussion later down the road for sure as the work continues. Any other PTSs? Okay. All right, Torch, you're good to roll into the last slide here. Yeah, so yeah, we just want to send our appreciation to everybody in the unit. It doesn't matter If you just show up on the weekends just to go to your billets, or if you participate in a department, or if you're in leadership, it doesn't matter. All you guys are a part of the unit for sure. And there are plenty of people who do put a lot of time and effort into the unit. So we do want to say, thank you to every single one of you guys. You guys do a lot for the unit and just kind of keep it going. So, but yeah, Charger, you got anything?
No, you pretty much wrapped everything up that needs to be said, I feel like. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming to this meeting as well. It's always nice to see everybody in attendance. Because you guys really do care.
Just hold off before leaving. Okay, Ray's got a picture. All right. So yeah, those people who are in attendance in the channel here today, you guys will send the screenshot over to admin, and then you guys will be credited with an attendance. But other than that, thank you for coming to the unit meeting.
User left your channel.